We're gonna start it up again. I want to start with a statement, and I want to start with a statement to all these fucking people at Bonnaroo. And I want to say something to you youngsters at Bonnaroo. You didn't put in
about this.
You didn't put in the time or the work to get to where you are. Okay, you were gifted a privilege. You get to see what you go to one, maybe two Bonnaroos, and all of a sudden you think you get to fucking see Skrillex twice. I put my blood, sweat, and tears. So did the other two guys on this podcast. We put in our time. We put in our work.
Don't lump me in
okay?
with this.
We put in long drives. We put in shitty. We dealt with rainstorms, floods, cancellations. We've done it all, okay? And for you to step in and think that you are entitled to this Skrillex show, which I've seen a lot of people saying that they're entitled to a third one. And let me tell you something. You guys haven't earned shit, okay? You go to 8 Bonnaroos, then you can talk to me. That's what I want to say. Respect your privilege and open the door and hold it open for the ones that paved the way before you. That's what I have to say on this.
Here's my response to what you have to say is I have seen several people I know that have been to tons and tons of Bonnaroos that are like going right now. And they're very excited. So for every one of you that didn't go this year, every one of you that didn't go this year, there's people that stayed the course, that continue to commit despite the lineup issues and despite the flooding and the cancellations. They said, you know what, this is home still. So,
they don't deserve it.
Shout out to those folks that have pushed through because that's going to be a very good time. I should have gone. I feel
Must
stupid.
Be nice. Yeah, it would have been cool to see you there. You could have recorded live from the farm. Maybe one day we'll meet at the farm and we'll record a live ep from Bonnaroo. That would be a real full circle moment for us.
That would be great.
fucking
we could interview random people like the initial idea for this whole podcast.
Right. That would be sick.
Yeah.
That would be sick.
On the street.
Hey, before we get into things, I know we like to talk about our beverages today. I just want to give a shout out to regular ice cold water. It's always there for you. It's delicious. It's great, man.
I was about to bitch about how I didn't have any cool creative drink today. All I have is fucking ice water. Like
respect the norm. As Mike Tomlin once said, the standard is the standard, and ice water is the standard.
I was going to go to the gas station to get a liquid death, and I didn't have time. I was like, "This sucks, man."
Let me ask you guys a question. All right, so I just basically walked out of Disclosure Day. No, I didn't walk out of Disclosure Day. I finished the movie. It was a really good movie, but before the movie, AMC has been cracking down on me and my personal water bottle that I bring literally everywhere.
Really?
Oh, really? Yeah.
I thought there was no rules at movie theaters anymore.
There shouldn't be because we're in there, right? But like they basically in the past they've told me to bring it back to my car, and I show up like right before the movie starts, so I'm like fuck it, and like to make a statement. One time I threw it in the trash can, like just like dunked it. I was pissed.
Hell yeah, fuck them.
And then they keep getting me. So if I end up with a water bottle that I can like put in my pocket, I'll do that. But like tonight I was in a rush, so I'm like, I'll buy a water. Can you guess how much this water is? This is a
$4.50
20 ounce Dasani sealed
7
water bottle.
$7.
$7.
Nice, I nailed it.
That's insane.
And I looked at the guy and I was like, "This is $7." And he's like, I wanted to be like fucking shove it, but anyway, that's my spiel.
They've never. I always go to an AMC and we always bring in a reusable water bottle. They've never said
hires. Really, that's what it is. It's new hires.
I got a little bit of a bone to pick with you on this, Anthony. You don't want to call a friend and be like, "Hey Trey, I'm going to see Disclosure Day. You want to come with me?"
I did call. I called. Christian actually went to the movie with me, but
that made it so much worse.
That makes it so much worse, bro.
It wasn't intentional at all. I just remember Christian had reached out to me like 3 weeks ago and was like, "Tell me when you're going to go see it, Trey. I would love to go see it again with you as a date. We can do it. I'll get you a water."
Oh wow, I'm not putting out for a $7 water, just so you know.
Trey, don't make me bring up the past, bro. I always gotta bring up the past.
That must be really interesting to talk to. Actually, never mind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. It is Totally Biased Music. It is Blake, Trey, and Anthony, and today we are reviewing Ambiguous Desire by Arlo Parks, which is a Trey pick, and Scary Movie 1, which is a Blake pick. Trey, tell us a little bit about Ambiguous Desire and Ms. Arlo Parks, or Mrs. I'm not sure.
Mrs. or Miss, I don't know. That's good. That's a good point. I don't know if she's married
We
or
all
not.
forgot that English lesson.
But I will say that Miss or Mrs. Arlo Parks, we've previously done an album of hers that I absolutely love called Collapse and Sunbeams. I think that my category was albums that were released in 2026, right?
Yep.
Either way, I had this album picked for like 3 of the categories that it like fit 3 different ones because I hadn't listened to it before, and I think one of them was like albums you haven't listened to before, and then I forget what the third one was. I was kind of going to shoehorn it in there. But I was walking around a record store in New Orleans because I'm super cool like that. And I did not know that she'd put out a new album. And then I saw this album on the shelves and I was like, oh shit, that's cool. I'm not really like in a great place financially to be just buying records. So I was like, I'm going to listen to this though. I'm going to come back to it. And then, I probably will buy it on vinyl eventually. And I got to say, I was pleasantly not surprised, but like I really, really enjoyed kind of like the continuation of her sound and her like building it to be a little bit more produced. There's a lot of like UK electronic influences in this record. There's some like almost borderline drum and bass. There's some house music, which Blake, I have a feeling that you enjoyed quite a bit. Some things that she does with her voice where it's more like the voice is an instrument, which we always love to shout out. When we hear that, there's some really cool like filters that she puts on it. There's a couple songs where like her vocals sound a little off to me as well. We can get into those when we get to them. But overall, I really enjoyed this. I'm glad that I got brought to the podcast. All 3 of us really enjoyed Collapse and Sunbeams. Anthony, you can probably tell me what the ratings were for that album. But yeah, what y'all think of the album's called Ambiguous Desire, if we haven't already said that.
No, we did, but it is good to rehash it.
Yeah.
I want to say something. When you like go to apply for a job, like a corporate fucking job where you're going to sit in the computer and send emails
quite well.
And when you have to sometimes take those like personality things and it's like there's like they'll ask you questions, it's like strongly agree, somewhat agree, neutral, and disagree and strongly disagree. Have you guys ever taken those? There's like 5 options that you pick.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So this is how I feel. This is how I approach songs, right? I love a song, I like it, I'm neutral, I dislike, or I fucking hate it. Okay. There's nothing below a neutral on this album. Like, I love, like, or feel neutral about every song. I don't dislike a single song. I certainly don't hate any fucking song. I think it's a very, very enjoyable album. It's such an easy listen. Easy listen. We have had listens on this podcast where it's like you just feel like you're just trying to get through it, man. Like you're just like, I'll listen to 3 tracks here, and then I'll wait and I'll listen to 3 tracks. I listened to this album twice today while I was at work, and I really enjoyed it. What's interesting is the Spotify intro basically kind of describes her journey with like nightlife around the world and like kind of clubs and club music and stuff like that. But to me, like, and she's in a dark. She's night driving in the cover of the album, but to me, this is like such a day driving, daytime summer album to me. Like it would have fit perfectly with the summer album theme last week. But just brings me a lot of happy emotions, a lot of happy feelings. And there's really no spoiler alert. There's no bad songs. Like I really struggled to find bottom 3s. And yeah, I really like this album and I think I'll get a lot of plays out of it. So I'm excited to talk about it. It's really, really good pick. And it's, I know Trey, you and I talked about the Isaiah Rashad album, but I'm glad that you brought this instead of Isaiah Rashad because this is a more kind of niche pick. And yeah, it's just been interesting. So
hell yeah.
Pick. Anthony?
Yeah, so the first time I ever even heard of Arlo Parks was when you brought Collapse and Sunbeams to the podcast. So this is it's a fun companion because like I think if you were to play like after you start to recognize Arlo Parks, like this album really bleeds that, and I think that her sound is really unique. I think, it's funny that you mentioned it's a daytime kind of feel because I listened to this album a handful of times and it's gotten better to me with each listen. I think because my familiarity is growing with what the sound kind of is. It plays with a lot of tempos, a lot of sonic kind of like flavor to it. And Trey, you nailed it. Like her vocals are their own kind of thing, and I've really enjoyed it. I like the back half more than the front half. And I think probably because the vibe that I was just kind of in, I came out of Disclosure Day And on my way home, I'm listening to this album, and it was the first time that I felt like I was in the album, and it was the back half of it. So I really enjoyed the back half more than the front, but I agree with Blake. Like there wasn't anything that I was like, I got to change it. There's some pop structure to a lot of these, or some of these songs, where choruses get repeated or or lines get repeated, but it does kind of add to this atmosphere that this album is. And I think it just has that tendency to grow on you, whether you're listening to it like detail oriented or background kind of vibe setting. I think it can do a lot of things. So good pick.
Yeah, I will say I feel like Collapse and Sunbeams had kind of a lot more themes of like unrequited love and like longing, and like there's that song Black Dog that's like very much kind of about depression, whereas this album, like things seem like they're going a little bit better for Arlo Parks in the relationship world, or at least like she has like a bit of a brighter aspect to everything that's going on, just because like a lot of them are pretty like happy, like upbeat songs, like both instrumentally and lyrically. So it is kind of, when you say companion, that's kind of how I think of that.
There are some sad tracks though. I mean, not sad. There's some kind of like introspective.
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
a great way to put it.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna hop in from there.
Go for it.
But you're right. So the first track is Blue Disco. This I think is one of the more played songs on the album, but I think it sets up everything like very well. Like honestly, this song could have been, and Blake, you're probably going to scoff at this, but like this almost is like a spiritual successor to Pure Heroin. To me, like some of like the droning and like the standard like electronic kick behind it, and then like letting her vocals kind of push through and shine and carry the track. But it's a lovely little track. There's a lyric in here that I like a lot. It's the disco lights go blue, 15 friends at 10 to 6. This is what I always miss. Which is just, like a nice little, like, when the sun's come up, you're walking out of the club and you're smiling and everything's going great. I think that's a very specific time in most people's life. Most people grow out of it. So I think that's kind of neat. But what'd y'all think of Blue Disco?
Arlo Parks will survive the let out. That's what
she would. Let me tell you something. She would own the let out.
Lead the let out.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah, she would lead the let out.
This is one of my top songs. What a great way to start this album. So, like, what did she say? Smoking hand rolls. She said something about smoking hand rolls, feeling something. Like, I love that. This reminds me of being with friends, man. Just reminds me of being with friends, and just a great overall vibe to start this album. And yeah, I kind of see where you're going with Pure Heroin. It feels like a more updated Pure Heroin. Like if they were to release in 2026, and her, like, I don't know, Arlo's got a really good voice, but this really set me off on the right path, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be a good ass listen. I will say though, sorry, Miss Parks, this album does not gym. I was trying to run to this album.
I would agree with that.
It was great for after I was running, when I was stretching, but I had to switch when I was running. So
nice.
That's a nice pivot. Yeah, it is good.
I think she would like that. I think she would like that as a compliment, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Anthony?
For me, I like this song. It really does set this kind of like dreamy I coin it as kind of mid-tempo. This first song is not super fast. It's not super slow. It's kind of right in that range where like you're kind of getting your bearings for what you're going to, feel throughout this album. And I'm kind of torn between like the idea of listening to this album alone or with a collective, and I think both bring out two different experiences. Like if you're listening to music with people, you're not focusing so much as to what she's saying, but like you're with the vibe, right? And then if you were to really dig into some of these lyrics, I think you're gonna find heartbreak, you're gonna find hope, you're gonna find all these emotions that add to an experience. So Blue Disco, I liked it. And her voice, to me, I was trying to find a way to describe her voice, and I think the best way I could do it is to say like her voice is like pastel. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, like, say if Chris Cornell's voice, if his voice is a Sharpie, hers is very pastel and kind of like elegant but dreamy but still like impactful.
Spoken like a man with synesthesia.
Trying. But yeah, I like Blue Disco.
Hell
nice. The next track is Jetta, which I do, so Arlo's gay, or at least she dates a woman, and like I do like that perspective on a lot of these songs. Just because it's not the most common thing, right? Like as far as like listening to a female vocalist talk about other women, it's like a very like cool, like feminine edge to this, and this is kind of the first example where she's like specifically using female pronouns, which I think is kind of fun. But what I really love about this song is two things. One, the drum is almost like a break beat. It's like very close to like a drum and bass, like drum and hi-hat kick. And then her voice in the chorus here. This is one of my top songs, by the way. But her voice in the chorus here is like such an earworm. Like I've been thinking about the way I try the night on, like the way that she like kind of like breaks that down almost like in with rhythm, like a flow, with like a lot of rhythm, like going like flowing with the drum beat. That's like very interesting. And then the breakdown at the end of the breakdown at the end of the song could gem. It like picks up a little bit into like a 4/4. So yeah, that's Jetta for me. What about you, Blake? If that's even your name.
Fucking rocks, and it's another one of my top songs, and it sucks. So I was like, dude, I got 2 already. Like, this is bad. There's so much more to go. Like, am I just gonna have an album full of honorable mentions? But I love that this album feels like I said it's driving music in the aspect of like just the tone it gives off, right? Like daytime driving music, but it's about a night out. Like the album feels like one cohesive night out with your friends, people you love, your significant other, whoever it is. And the beginning, the first verse is packing a night bag, cigarettes, cash, phone, living in fiction for tonight. Like that's just the mentality you should carry every time you think about living in fiction for tonight. But I also love the pre-chorus. Hearing someone whisper, tipsy from the bitters, the drums are burning up my brain. It was kind of tender. It felt like surrender, getting close to something. The drums burning up my brain. So good.
Killer.
So yeah,
you might be onto something as far as it being like the whole album might kind of be a story of being out, because even
that's
like
what it feels like.
Yeah, even the next song is kind of like it starts out with like a radio, like a DJ radio coming on, like you're driving around. Obviously in the Jetta driving around, and then you're kind of like playing into that radio song. So
yeah,
let's pay attention to that as we walk through the rest of the record.
I think that's really accurate, and I think it has that feel to it, but like that's what art does, is it can take you in many different directions and give you new experiences. But like Jetta for me, it's kind of like it's catchy, the hook or the chorus is catchy, and I love the way she's rhyming, or she's singing. It's like the way you described it, it reminds me of how Brandon Boyd sings on rhythm, especially when it cuts hard too. So I like Jetta, and I think, we've experienced a lot of this album, not in the direct context that she might be expressing it, but in some alternative lane. It's not far off, having these experiences with people. And then I think towards the back end of the album, it gets into more of those like, excuse me, those like late night heart to heart conversations that you have after the night or the experience at a show or whatever like that. But yeah, Jetta is a solid. It kind of builds up the energy in the album early on.
It does, and then from there we go into Get Go, which kind of like continues with like a UK, like same type of almost drum and bass type of situation with the backbeat. Another very catchy chorus, like another earworm. Like these pop songs are they're popping, as the kids would say. Excuse me, sorry I laughed too hard at my own joke that wasn't even that good. But yeah, no, this is like one that didn't like super stick with me. I don't like, there's nothing bad about it necessarily. I do like the way the beat continues on from the previous song, and there's another cool example of that here in just a bit. But yeah, other than that, what did y'all think on Get Go?
I think that, like, man, I really got to reach here, but like, if I'm gonna pick a bottom song, this was one of them. I had 2 bottom, quote unquote. I put question marks next to them because I was going to come back and convince myself that they weren't actually bottoms, which I kind of did, but we'll throw it on there. I think just that, like, the drum and bass style of production on a song like this, where Arlo is singing, is like kind of distracting to me. It like almost takes away from her her vocals and her lyricism. I think that's kind of what gnawed at me, but at the same time, like I really enjoyed the chorus, so it just felt like a reach. But I'll put it as a bottom track per the rules of the pod. Per the rules of the
Yeah, I guess if we're going per the rules of the pod, I'd also have to put this as a bottom track. And this is kind of when I introed the album earlier, one of the examples where her, like, the filter they use on her voice just doesn't quite work the way that it does in other songs. Like, it's kind of like her vocals are a little too isolated over the beat. But it's not a bad song.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what I wrote next to the song. I just wrote, and this is my kind criticism, is I'm just not the biggest fan of the vocals in this track. But I think it kind of echoes everything that you guys are saying too, is that it gets a little off-putting at times, or in my opinion, it got a little repetitive, you know. So I was kind of
so it's not quite your tempo as
I mean, well, it wasn't
Flash.
even so much the tempo. I mean, the tempo in the song is fast and kind of more dynamic, but like just the way the vocals are laid, I think on this track, yeah, it just doesn't jive with my ears that much.
Feel that.
Yeah.
From here we have what's probably my favorite song. My favorite two songs. So Senses and Heaven. For me, these are kind of like an A-side, B-side situation because like Heaven uses that same little vocal sample, like interpolated. The they flip it at the beginning of Heaven. So it's kind of like part 1 and 2, I think. And this is just such a cool track. You once again have these really interesting drums coming over, these like big, like heavy feeling chords. This is like probably where I think her vocals shine the most, like where they really master them perfectly to like fit over everything. And then we can talk about Heaven when we get there. But what did you, and also Sampha, is that how you say this person's name? Who was also on a Kendrick track. I love that like this is the one feature in the whole album, and he's just at the end there. And I think he might be the one that's like recording that little hook too.
Yeah, he's doing the hook.
But yeah, it's nothing too heavy. It's not like it's like a whole other like rapper coming in or anything like that, which I really enjoyed. It still being like her full project, just with this one little feature, and him having that outro. So yeah, what'd y'all think of Senses?
Yeah, I don't have it as a top or a bottom. I really enjoy it. I think their collaboration works really, really well. I think they bounce off each other really well. He's great in the hook, chorus, whatever you want to call it. I guess
bridge, maybe
something like that. I think he sounds great. I think they pair really well together. So I enjoyed the song, but not top or bottom for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have much written about Senses. I think at this point in the album, I'm still trying to get my bearings, and like 4, 5, 6, like really 4 and 5, it does kind of blend together, you know, and I think that is a good thing, you know, meaning like I've talked about before, when you listen to music and it kind of takes you out of your very critical headspace and you're just kind of along for the ride. That's how I kind of felt right here in the middle ish of the album. But nothing to write home about Senses for me. Just kind of right in the middle.
Fair enough. What'd you think of Heaven? I'll let you start this one off, Anthony.
I wrote, it's a trancey kind of track. And trancey, I don't mean like, upbeat house music, but trancey like looping in your head. And I love how she does that with her music. And, I wonder, there's an album in between Collapsed and Sunbeams and this one, either an album or an EP or some project. And I haven't listened to it, but I have paid attention to her social media and her experimenting with synthesizers and looping machines and tape machines and stuff like that. So to see it come out in this kind of album format, I really liked it. So I like Heaven. Not one of my favorite tracks, but it's a good one.
Yeah, it looks like there was an album in between. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, it was like 2023, right?
My Soft Machine.
That's
it's talking about Nana.
We got to shout out Arlo Parks' ability to name her albums, because Collapsed and Sunbeams, Ambiguous Desire, like My Soft Machine, is that what it's called?
Yeah. Ambiguous Desire is a great album name.
They're all fucking fire, dude. Hell yeah. I thought Heaven, I felt the same way kind of about Senses. It's a good song. It's not a top or bottom for me. I love the production on it for sure. But yeah, there are times where, like, if I had a gripe with the album, it would be that it's like, it's kind of repetitive in a certain nature, but at the end of the day, like it's 39 minutes, so it's not like it doesn't really feel repetitive. Like if it was an hour and 10 minutes of this, I'd be like, okay. But she has the perfect amount of this music to make it work to where you don't kind of want to leave this space that she puts you in. But Senses into Heaven, I was just kind of ready for something different, but thankfully we're going into Beams next. So Trey.
Yeah, well, with Heaven, because I never got into it on mine, but I really like the bass line, and like I never got into Heaven. I'm still in purgatory per the Catholic faith. Fun fact about Catholics, they believe that if you say this one specific prayer, 2,000 souls in purgatory go directly to heaven just after you say the prayer.
It's good to know.
Thing.
Can
Yeah, they have whole monasteries that all they do is say the prayer day and night, like constantly. It's wild.
Smart.
Yeah, smart. It's a strategy. So I don't know. I think that like the way that Heaven ends too, with like kind of the upbeat house situation is really tight, and then that other little like vocal sample, like I said, it's like interpolated from Senses. I think it's a really cool 1-2 punch. Moving on to Beams though. Blake, seems like you're pretty hype on Beams, so you want to start us off?
Yeah, this is the best song on the album. This is my favorite song on the album. I think it's fucking phenomenal. I don't know if you guys listen to it with headphones or in a car or what, but like I listened to it with my Bose. Shout out Bose, please sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
It was like rattling my ears. This bass she has at the beginning, like right at the beginning, it's just like a heavy bass line, but it's not drowning anything out. It's like she had function 1 speakers, dude. It's like I could still hear everything else that was going on. And I gotta say the production's amazing, but dude, this is what I'm talking about with like these lyrics are sad, but I love this song so much because like the beginning of it is we're sobering up on stranger stairs, looking over shots of Harley Weir. Oh, I felt so dumb when I told you square I was suicidal in Brazil. And like we've all had those moments where you get really fucked up with somebody close to you and you're just like trauma dumping about shit. You're just saying like these emotions that are because there's no control, right? It's just popping out of your head, and you don't realize until afterwards like that was really heavy what I just put on that person, but you're not thinking about it because you love them and you know they love you. But then she says in the next line, I know it's not a way to treat people you love. I know it's not a way to treat people you love. And I think this is just like, again, it's not necessarily sad, but it's just such an introspective lyric. Like those things together, talking about like just this emotional release you have with people that are close to you. And then kind of the realization afterwards of being like, that was too much, man. But your friends still love you at the end of the day. Like that's still what it is. And that's this whole song is about that. And, you know, not wanting to hang up a phone with somebody, even though you know it's late, you know they have to go, but it's like you just want to hear them more. And this is such a beautiful song, man. It's so good. This is like just the epitome of a great song. So,
and all of that lyricism is draped over these like it like sounds very happy but like melancholy at the same time. Like it's these like very like uplifting chords, and then just like kind of continues to build throughout the track. So it's like carrying these heavy emotions and like balancing them with like this very soft and like happy music, but like not happy in a pop way. You know what I mean? Like it's happy in this like it's this like very specific like thoughtful happiness, if that makes sense.
I guarantee you, if I listened to this song when I was hammered, I would cry. 1,000% I would cry listening to the song if I was too drunk. Yeah.
Let's find out. Go crack a beer.
Hang on, let me run to the gas station real quick. Anthony, what'd you think?
I really liked it. This is the part where I really got like from 6 on, I'm fully invested in this album. And you know, it's like it would make sense to me if, let's say, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago, maybe before Arlo ever put out anything into the zeitgeist with music, that she had a therapy session. The therapist was like, you need to write this down. You need to just get it out, you know? And like, that's what this last half of the album definitely feels like. It just kind of like there's an acknowledgement, you know, in this track, there's an acknowledgement of maybe I shouldn't have gone about it this way, or I know I shouldn't have done that, but there it is. And, yeah, really emotional, and really liked it. Yeah. So Beams is one of my top tracks for sure.
Nice. Yeah, I will say like a lot of this feels very like stream of consciousness writing too, where like she's talking about like very hyper specific events of like things that have happened to her, which is always neat to see when it like relates to a broader idea. Our next song, which I would classify as a sad song, is South Seconds. So just kind of a song about missing somebody, kind of a love song, very like piano forward. I really like this song. I love sad music. The sadder the better. I will say it feels like this is kind of one of the only ones that like really specifically goes after this emotion. But this kind of sounds like a little bit of like a UK Lana Del Rey situation for me. But what y'all think?
I had it as an honorable mention. I really loved it. It's almost like an interlude. It's very short, but yeah. I think it's like a good. It's at a perfect spot in the album too. So yeah, I had it as an honorable mention. I really liked it. I restarted it after I finished it, and I was stretching when I heard this. It was like perfect stretching music. Nice come down, and I was like, hang on, let me run that back and actually listen to what she's saying. So I really enjoyed it. She's got a great voice, man, and she's really. I'm not trying to dick ride too hard here, but like,
I mean, you be dick ride on this one.
She's a great lyricist, man. Like, she's got shit to say, and she's doing a good job. So,
yeah, nice. I mean, it's safe to say, I think for all of us, like, Arlo Parks is on our radar. You know, it's like when something's to come out, like we're gonna tune in. When did this album come out, Trey? How long?
April, like
April
the second,
3rd.
Gotcha. Second week in April. Yeah,
gotcha.
So very new for us.
Yeah, not long.
We're within 60 days.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're okay. We're in the loop still.
Yeah.
But for the South Seconds, you know, I wrote this is the heartbreak interlude. Like it just kind of has this kind of really drenching feel to it. And what I did the first time I listened to this album, I was just short on time and I ran through the first 6 and I stopped there, and then picked back up on this track to listen to the last half of the album, and it was a really, I mean, it was a humble. It's like a humbling experience, you know, because I feel like you're kind of stepping into the soul of Arlo Parks, and you're there with her, right? And like I said, there's some hard moments throughout this album, but I'm glad she went there because I didn't think she was going to go there after listening to those first kind of tracks and knowing what Collapsing Sunbeams was like. You know, this is like it's a newer kind of project, but the sonic influences on this are very present in the production and the sounds.
Nice. I agree. What was I about to say? Oh, just really quick before we move on, Blake, I just want to say I'm proud of you for stretching. Way to go, man. Everybody out there, y'all need to be y'all need to be stretching. We're getting older. You know, you want to wake up and feel good in the morning. You want to be able to exercise for the next 30, 40 years. Stretch your body.
Stretch.
Sorry, I knew I had something I want to say before we moved on. Next track is Night Swimming. This was not my favorite song now, but when I first listened to like my first run through, I was like, oh, this is the song. Still a top song for me. I think this is my last one, even though it technically used 1 for 2, but I just absolutely love the layering of her vocals at the end of this, and like the way that all of the sound builds up and it gets really, really loud. If you listen to it, like I listen to this for the most part in my car stereo. I have Harman Kardon speakers. Shout out Harman Kardon, sponsor us. And
Bose is listening to this and they're like,
what?
Okay.
Well, Bose is more for headphones, and then Harman Kardon is more for cars.
Okay,
so we need multiple sponsors. Anyway, dude, by the end of this song, like my whole car was just like rattling, and like it was rattling a lot with her, like with the vocal layers. Like her layers are like layered like in bass and in the mids and the highs. It is so cool, and it's a real experience on a good sound system. So yeah. What do y'all think of Night Swimming?
I thought it got a little repetitive lyrically, but I love night swimming, and that makes me think of all the times I snuck into pools to go night swimming, or went night swimming at Gobbler's Knob, or went night swimming at a lake or a beach.
I do love a night swim.
That put me in a good mood, so it's not a bottom track for me. Well, I got another one for a bottom, so we're good.
Yeah, that's a great point. And like it's kind of wild. I don't know of any other songs named Night Swimming or Night Swim or anything like with that kind of context. I guess Snipe Hunting is the closest to it, maybe. But
Nice.
I mean, this song of this back end, it's probably my least favorite of these last 6 tracks, but it's there. you know, and I think it serves its purpose, if not for the title alone, just to give you memories to think back on. But I don't have much to write. In fact, like the towards the end of this album, I can just see my notes shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And I think it's just because I'm getting deeper and deeper into the sound that she's putting out there.
Nice. I will say night swimming is absolutely fantastic. We used to do it at the lake all the time. It was the best. Like 2 a.m. swimming in a lake. Like there's nothing better. All right, moving on to Two Sided, which is the most popular song on this album. And I'm not like the biggest fan of this one. This one was it sounds a little bit like a jingle. This is another example for me where like they don't really quite dial in the filter on her voice in the way they do in some of the other songs, and I just like don't really dig it. So this is one of my bottoms. What did y'all think of Two Sided? Blake, I'll call on you.
I feel like we have a pretty established order.
No. It's only because I called on you.
Okay.
Nope.
I like this song. I think this is very like club music to me, like just like, or maybe not club music, but like house party music almost. I can feel it. I think it's a really good song. Unfortunately, it's the most popular song on the album, so I have to hate it. So it's a bottom track for me. The song sucks, and I'll never listen to it again.
Contrarian life.
Yeah, right. Well, on the contrary, I actually like this one. You know, I wrote next to it, and the problem is right now I can't recall a lot of these tracks individually, and I'm not going to jeopardize trying to listen to it on the podcast on this laptop. But I wrote next to it, you know, this is darker, and the sound design really stood out to me. Now, the fact that it's the only track written in all caps, maybe there's something to say about that, but otherwise, I liked it.
Okay, interesting. Wait, you don't listen to the songs as we go through them? I didn't know you weren't doing that.
No, well, not on this setup. I would love to set up downstairs on my computer, but I don't trust the Wi-Fi in the furthest corner of my house. Like it's like the furthest it could be. So
you got to get an Ethernet cable, bro.
Bro, who are you talking to? I ran an Ethernet cable from my float tank to my router all the way up here underneath the house. But no, so I'm rearranging my living room, so I'm gonna get an extra monitor set up, so I'll be able to do that. But no, this whole time I've been podcasting with y'all. I haven't listened to anything in real time.
That's crazy.
I didn't know that.
It's hard.
Huh.
Yeah,
it's like my favorite thing.
I mean, it's pretty nice,
especially since we changed to the format we're on now, where we like listen through the album. It's like it makes it.
You're gonna know when I'm listening to something in real time because I won't stop talking about it. Probably
just go get a MacBook. Go get a MacBook Neo, brother. They're very cheap.
Yeah, don't forget running that Ethernet cable. It'll cost you nothing. Go buy a $600 MacBook instead.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That's a second slight from you, fella. So why don't we calm down over there? All right. Moving on. We're in Luck of Life, which unlucky in my life, I have to deal with Blake all the fucking time.
You signed up for it, buddy.
My train keeps moving. He's trying to run away.
I know. I'm like, he keeps finding me. I didn't really have a lot to discuss on this song. This song was kind of just middle of the road for me. What'd y'all think?
Are you gonna call on somebody?
I was gonna.
No,
I'm gonna break the pattern. I like this one. You know, I like this is more of a groove. Like it's not traditional groovy, but it has a rhythm that you kind of move to. That's not just like mono. So I really liked it for that alone. Otherwise, can't say much else.
Something about the production on this song made me really get lost in it. Like I kind of just, I missed it when it was like I don't know, it just enveloped me in the song and the album, and I was missing when it changed to the next song. Like It might have been partially because I was working, but like the production on it is kind of like it puts you in like a trance, like it just wraps around you and you get kind of lost in it, which I thought was really cool. It's a very unique song. I think despite the fact that it does sound similar to the rest of the album, I think it kind of stands out in a different way. So I liked it a lot. I can't give another top though. I already have like 5. So
yeah. I think I'm technically maxed out, but I do have one more. It's not this next song, even though I this song is very interesting. What if I say it? This like the idea of like, once again, like an unrequited love situation. And I really love this line where she says, it doesn't matter if it's, what is the exact line? Hold on. If it was 20 something years or a day, oh, what does it matter if you still cannot find a way to cope? But what if I say it? What if I say it? I think that's a really cool idea. But Anthony, what did you think about this song?
Y'all remind me, is this the song that has a like voicemail at the end of it? Is that this one, or is that Floette? Or was it Love of Life? Did we just pass over it?
I think
there's one of these tracks towards the end. There's a guy talking, and he's like, he's saying very comforting things. I wouldn't.
It's Luck of Life. It's Luck of Life.
It's Luck of Life. Okay, well,
yeah, and he says, "I'm thinking of you" at the end of it.
I really like that touch. But as far as what if I say it, all I wrote next to it was just solid beats behind it. I think I was just so lost in this by the end of it that I'm like, I don't even want to think about having to write anything down. But I really enjoyed, like I said, this last half of this album. So I like this one.
Nice. Very
solid beats indeed. And I did enjoy the back half, I think, more. I think it just got, like you said, Anthony, I just got more lost in it as time went on, and it feels like it's so rare that like the 39 minutes just feels like it flies by, dude. It just goes by so quickly. Good song, not top or bottom for me.
Yeah, it's like I've probably re-listened to this like on a loop 2 different times. Like it ended and I just like let it ride through, just because like it kind of continues to flow in each song into each other. The last song is Floette, and this is such a great outro song. It kind of does like everything that this album does well, like this song does, especially the end with these like super frenetic like drum solo thing that's going into it, coming off of this like drum and bass beat. Is sick. I could re-listen to this drum solo like over and over and over again. I know I talk about him all the time, but it sounds like Alvin Ford Jr. from Pretty Lights. Like this is what his drum solos sound like. They're just kind of like all over the place. So really, really enjoyed that part of the song. What a great way to end the record. And Blake, what'd you think of Floette?
Yeah, I thought it was
Float.
I don't think it's flot, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was a great outro song. Very, very nice goodbye. Very nice. This is either if you're listening to it on a loop, it's driving off into the sunset, getting ready for the night that's about to play out, or it's you're driving home as the sun is rising.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I like to think of the latter.
That's the end of the night. So I think it's a really great outro track for sure.
Really
starts it off great, ends it great. Yeah,
yep.
True.
You do have to earn the sunrise, and we know that.
Yeah, and I love the energy that this thing closes out with. For all the different tempos and then kind of dreamscape and vocal range that we've kind of experienced so far, for it to end in that kind of high energy drum pattern, I thoroughly enjoyed that. And the track in itself is one of my top ones for sure. Do you think Floette is somebody's name? I mean, it looks like a name, yeah.
I was thinking it might be a name or just a weird like British thing. There's so many weird British things. But it does seem like this might be about someone specific.
And I think she's done. I mean, she did that in with Caroline, and she had a lot of names tracks. I feel like in Collapse and Sunbeams.
She did. That's true.
All right.
Well, that is nope, Blake. Me.
All right.
All right. And that is Ambiguous Desire by Arlo Parks. I'll start our ratings out, right? Let me look up really quick. Actually, Blake, you take over. Let me look up and see if Pitchfork is on.
No, we don't want to know. We don't want to know.
I just want to know if she's on their radar.
On their radar, yeah. She should be. I mean, she's an independent artist too, which is something that's worth mentioning.
Here's the thing, and just to shit on Pitchfork is this is like an album that Pitchfork should care about, but like they've never heard of it because they're fucking hacks. You know what I mean?
Of course, fucking course. I am going to give it a 9.5 because I feel like giving it a 10 is too dramatic, and it might be recency bias, but it's really fucking good, man. It's a really good fucking album, and I'm going to be listening to Beams a lot. I'll tell you that much. I'm going to be listening to Beams, all sorts of scenarios, see where it hits me in the feels the most. I'll text you guys the first time I cry listening to it, just so you know, just so you guys are aware of when that happened. But yeah, 9.5, fantastic album. Great job, Arlo Parks. I hope you hear this.
Blake,
just one single tear,
For me, it's a 9.
No. Sorry.
Wait,
Trey's breaking up a little bit. Trey, did you? Oh, we're losing him.
He's collapsing.
Can you hear me now?
He's yeah.
Okay, cool.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 9. Also, Rolling Stone UK did review the album. I don't see a rating, but they did. Oh wait, no, they gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, I give it a 9. I think this is fuck.
You're breaking up really bad, but that's okay. We got your 9, and we got Rolling Stone 4.5 out of 5. Okay. You're coming back in. It'll clean up in post. Yeah. Anthony, what did you have?
So my rating's not as high, and for the record, because Trey asked about Collapse and Sunbeams, Blake, you gave Collapse. You want to guess what you gave Collapse and Sunbeams? We'll go 7 and up, just to be fair. Because
8.5.
You gave it an 8. Trey, do you recall what you gave it?
I probably gave it a 10.
You gave it a 9.5. I think that was the pre-10 like days of we can't give anything.
We're like we don't give out 10s.
Who are we? Pitchfork. But so
yeah,
my rating is not as high as y'all's, but this one will grow on me inevitably. But I gave it a 7.5, and that's just after listening to it for a few days, you know. But like Arlo is an artist, I'm such a fan. Like such a fan of really anything she wants to do, because I think she's not afraid to just put something out there and just on to the next thing, you know, see what happens. But 7.5 for me.
So you guys know, and so everybody else knows at home, Anthony was kind of breaking up there for me too. I don't know if he was for you, Trey. So we may be having some internet issues. So if it's clunky or weird, or if we're talking over each other at times when you listen back to this, just know that it's one of our internet's faults, probably mine. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys a heads up. We may be talking over each other a little bit. Okay, let's get into rides or dies. Who wants to lead us off? Trey, you want to lead us off?
Yeah, sure. I'll lead you off. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, yeah, you're good.
Okay, perfect. I think we're back. All right, so the song that I brought is a song by Isaiah Rashad. It is GTKY, which is Get to Know You. Last week week before last, when I picked the Arlo Parks album for 2026 album, Blake was like, you should have done Isaiah Rashad. And I went back and listened to this album, and it is fantastic, and it would have been a great choice. And we might come back to this one day. The whole record's really good, but I picked this song just because, like, first off, it's a nice little like R&B love song, which isn't necessarily what I would have expected from Isaiah Rashad. But like, dude, the bass in the song goes absolutely insane. It sounds so cool. It's just kind of like it's almost like a hookup song, if we're all being honest, if we're being a little hedonistic. And it is lovely. So I really, really enjoyed it. What did y'all think of GTKY?
Absolute rides. Fucking love Isaiah Rashad. Love this album. And for those of you that don't know, and you guys may not know this, Isaiah Rashad is bi, and he was outed against his will, unfortunately. There were videos that leaked of him with a man. This was years ago. And
I forgot all about this. Happy Pride Month, Isaiah Rashad and Arlo Parks.
And Arlo Parks. And obviously it was gut-wrenching for him, and at the time he was like a rapper, wasn't the music he's making now. And obviously he was lambasted and talked about on shitty radio shows, and people treated him super awful, and he bounced back really hard. And when he played Coachella after that, he started his Coachella set with a video of someone from that radio show basically shitting on him and talking about how embarrassing it was for him, kind of just to embrace it and be like, hey, this is who I am. I'm putting it out there. I don't give a fuck. And he has continued to live that truth. So shout out to Isaiah Rashad. He's a hidden gem. I absolutely love him. Big rides for me. And we definitely should rinse this album at some point.
That's very cool. I did not know about Coachella.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I honestly don't know who Isaiah Rashad is. I've heard y'all talk about him, but not in any context that I've ever been familiar with. You know, like I don't know his music. I don't know any of his, personal history or anything like that. But that being said, I really like this song, so I'm kind of excited to find out really what it's about. But that's a fucked up situation that had happened to him. But that's how you embrace it. That's what you do with it. You turn it around.
And just so you guys know, I've said this before, but when we saw him at Bonnaroo, the mayor of Memphis came out on stage and proclaimed June 12th Isaiah Rashad Day in the city of Memphis and gave him a key to the city. So, yeah, real true story that happened. So, fuck yeah. Anthony, what'd you bring us?
All right, so I brought a throwback song. I don't know where I was reading about like game soundtracks and stuff like that. So immediately, I think it was they're redoing Tony Hawk, and I was like, "Fuck, let me go back and find some songs that really bring out the nostalgia in me." And "Superman" by Goldfinger is that track. Surely you guys had listened to the song before, but what did you feel listening to it now? And does it ride, or how much does it? Hopefully.
In the context of Tony Hawk, this song is nostalgic and nice and enjoyable while you're playing the game, and it makes sense, and you're riding around and you're hitting triangle to grind on shit. In the context of me listening to it outside of that, this is ska music, and ska is my least favorite genre. I think everything about it is just not very good. The problem is I have to give it a ride because it literally rides with Tony Hawk. And like the nostalgia factor, I was like, oh yeah, I remember playing this, and like but as far as like me actually enjoying the song itself, I do not enjoy ska music.
Really?
No, yeah, I can't get behind ska like at all. Like it's just I don't get why someone decided to throw everything in a blender like that, like the horns and then the vocals. That you like ska?
Yeah, it's an energy thing, you know. I mean, like I grew up with Brink, the movie Brink, and like the movie starts off with a ska song, you know, and like
Brink is awesome.
I mean, like that's how I fell in love with that energy, and like bands like Pepper and Slightly Stupid and Sublime and these kind. I mean, Sublime is part ska, part other type of music too. But like,
I wouldn't call Pepper. I wouldn't call Pepper Slightly Stupid ska.
Pepper's 100% ska and reggae.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
I thought it was more reggae. Anyway,
it's the energy. It's the energy.
Yeah, I give it a rides.
I thought this was like Sublime meets Blink-182. And it really kind of threw me for a loop, but I mean, it was cool. It's got a cool energy to it, so I'll give it a ride. I don't know if I'll revisit it, but I liked it in the moment when I listened to it. So,
what's your history with Tony Hawk Pro Skater, Blake? Is it before your time?
No, because they did Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 through 4, and I remember playing probably 2. And then they remastered 1 and 2, but I never ended up buying them, which I definitely should. But I loved those games when I was a kid, at least the one that I played. I was probably on a PlayStation 2 back then. Holy fuck, man. We are so old. Yeah. Speaking of being old, the 25th anniversary of Xbox is this year. Xbox has been out for 25 years if y'all want to feel even older. Just so you know that.
What makes me feel older is thinking about how the PlayStation 5 is already like 8 years old or however old it is.
It's fucking insane.
That makes me feel older.
Okay, I brought Free Promo by Lil Baby, and this is the part where Trey asked me, is this the one that says, wow, 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 I'm the baby? And then
How did you know I was going to ask that?
I said, no, that's the baby. But this song, I was listening to it when I was running. It is such a gym song, bro. It gets me so hyped, really pushed me through. I ran a 5K today. I'm a treadmill runner. I'm not like Trey. I'm not outside logging my Strava or however you say that app, miles.
That's how you say it.
I was running, and this really pushed me over the finish line. So free promo, Lil Baby. I don't expect you guys are gonna like this, but I think Trey, if you give it a dive and you go back and listen to it while you're running, you'll see the. You'll see.
I will do that. I will also give it a dice. I really need you to get outside, man. I really think you're gonna fall in love with it. I think you're going. If you just do it at the right time of day where it's not blazing hot, especially out there where it's not humid, I think you're just gonna be an outside runner. I really do. I think
it was 94 degrees today, so that would be pretty tough. But I will say, my loop around my house or around my neighborhood is 0.8 miles. So 4 loops is a 5K. So I could do 4 loops and do a 5K. Yeah.
As long as you did it in the morning or in the evening, you'll be fine. It goes down to it's probably 70 right now.
Something like
night
that.
Run, a little night run.
Yeah. Don't complain to me about weather out there, brother.
Anthony, what did you think?
This one dies for me. It didn't resonate with me, and then once the track got going, it just felt like so many other rap, like new. I guess the best way I could say it is like new age hip hop is. It just doesn't do anything for me, so it dies. I honestly don't know who Lil Baby is. Or
you're telling me you've never lost
Baby
everything
boy.
except your self-esteem? Because let me tell you something, brother. I've lost everything except my self-esteem. Okay.
Well,
and when you do that, you can relate.
Okay.
for the sake of Pride Month, since I've talked about that 3 times now, there is a line in here where he says, "Tell me how you want to come, boy, boy," which I thought was pretty positive of him. So that's kind of cool. That he's trying to get consent and also with another man because he wants to know how that boy wants to come. So way to go, little baby.
I know if that was the context he was using it, but let's ride with it.
Here's the line: "Fuck the ops, free all the shooters. Is you stupid or you dumb, boy, boy? Tell me how you want to come, boy, boy."
Yeah, like how are you gonna come at me? Like how are you gonna come?
Kill you.
Are you coming at me direct? Are you coming at me?
That's not what it sounds like to me. It sounds like to me. Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you grew up in the streets that I grew up in, you'd understand.
That's
but
true.
Unfortunately,
That's fair. I didn't. Well, that's rides or dies. Let's move on to our movie. I'm just gonna take all Blake's lines.
Yeah, that's fair.
Blake, you picked Scary Movie last week. Tell us why you picked Scary Movie.
Very nice. You nailed it.
Thanks,
I picked
bro.
Scary Movie because I landed on
Scary Movie.
part of the movie franchise. You got to start with the first one. You got to start with the OG. And did you see Scary Movie 6, Anthony?
Yep.
Was it good?
I liked it.
Okay,
I mean, you have to like these movies to like that, the new one, I feel like. But it's just silly ass humor.
I haven't seen it in a very long time, and I mean, look, everybody knows I love Scream, so it's like the perfect parody movie for me. And I will say, like, Shorty, the character Shorty, like he steals this movie. Like this is his fucking movie. Every scene he's in is so goddamn funny, and like I know that nothing is ever gonna match Scary Movie 1. Like that's my fears. I haven't seen any of the other ones. I've only seen the first one.
Oh, really?
And I don't want to watch the other ones because it's just this. It works so well, but it does play into the trope of horror movies to make multiple sequels. But everything, and what's so funny is there's scenes with Ghostface in this movie that like it feels like the real Scream. Like if you go watch Scream 1, he's doing shit like falling over shit and just looking
flailing.
like an idiot. Yeah, and it's like almost like comedy in a sense. But like everything with Shorty is so funny. Like the scene where he's trying to tell Cindy that he's gay, and Shorty's like, "What are you talking about?" Like trying to say that he's not gay, and then the way that he dies, and he's like humping him when he dies.
Wait, are you talking about Ray? So Ray is the gay guy who's making all the gay jokes. Who's like, "Let's go to the showers." He's like, "Yes, go to the showers." Okay, so Ray steals the show for you.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry. But his everything with his line, like everything that he does is just so comical. Like his every moment with him in the scene is he is the center of attention, and he's what makes the movie funny to me. And I still laugh. Like I still laugh at shit like this. When the scene where he dies, I was physically laughing out loud of the way that he falls on.
Right on his back.
Just to think of, just to put something like that in it. But it was a nice trip down memory lane because it came out in 2000. That was a long ass fucking time ago.
I will say, like, it was a stretch for my brain to remember what they were like parodying. You know what I mean? Like, I had to go back and look up and be like, okay, like, what is this a reference to? Like, it wasn't. I remember watching this like in middle school and being like, oh, this is funny, huh? I also wasn't like a big fan of horror movies at the time, so this wasn't really like quite my genre. But I was just like, I don't even know what this is like. Like, I got the Matrix references. Or reference, and then like some of the other ones like Halloween and that stuff. Like I had to go on Wikipedia and be like, what all is this movie referencing?
It's a lot.
Kill Bill too.
Yeah.
Kill Bill at the end. Yeah.
Even more so in the second one too. So like I've seen all these movies and I just rewatched all of them too. And I went in reverse order until the sixth one came out. Like I watched the fifth one and the fourth one because the fifth one is, you could throw that one out. You don't really have to watch it. But 4, 3, 2, 1, and this newest one have a lot of these same characters that are in it. And this one in particular, I was very curious to know what was the first joke in the original Scary Movie. Like the first laugh that you get out of this movie, and it's Carmen Electra who's in her kitchen and she farts, and the guy goes, "What was that?" And she's like, "No," but like there's a Diddy Party reference in this movie. I love Brenda. Brenda might be my favorite character of the entire crew. I love Shorty. Shorty is the guy who's laughing his ass off all the time. He's a pothead, right?
Yeah.
But Brenda in the
When
movie
he's on the
theater,
phone. When he's on the phone.
Oh yeah. But Brenda in the movie theater is fucking hilarious to me. The sex scene between Brenda and Ray, where Ray's like, put these shoulder pads on, put this helmet on, you know, let me call you Jay or whatever. I don't know. But these movies are just slapstick hilarity. And six and the newest one, in my opinion, does a great service to this one, Blake. So if you only saw this one and the one that's out right now, it would do something for you.
Okay.
But Scary Movie 2 is epic. That was the one that we watched on repeat in high school. Was Scary Movie 2, and then 3 I watched a lot. And then I spent a lot of time away from these movies till more recently. But they're fucking hilarious. Doofy's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Ray and his pencil dick or his baby dick is hilarious. Like, I mean, the movie's nonstop funny. So I think it does exactly what it says it's going to do. But the people who are shitting on these movies is just not for them, you know? And I mean, I would say the same thing about music too, but like these movies have comedy laced in every chance they get. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was good to go down memory lane for sure. I do
Miss
I'll
Man.
probably
I just saw Miss Man.
If I'm gonna watch 6, then I'll probably do is watch 2, 3, 4, and then either go see 6 or watch it when it comes out to where I can stream.
Yeah,
I do want to watch the other ones for sure.
Yeah. I think we watched Scary Movie 3. That's what I want to go back and watch.
Yeah, Scary Movie 3 is like Signs, you know, like the movie Signs, like
Nice.
that kind of universe. Scary Movie 4 is like, it opens with a saw trap with Shaquille O'Neal and Dr. Phil. It's fucking funny. Scary Movie 2 is like, I think it's Hell House. I think there's like a mansion and there's ghosts in the mansion and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, you'll get stuff out of all of them. The newest one has probably the most references that you'll get. It's like, and plus the Scream series plays a big part in Scary Movie 6 too. Like you're going to get so many parallels in it. Yeah, you'll dig it.
Nice.
Trey?
What?
Trey?
What's next?
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's next after Scary Movie? Scary Movie 2 is next after Scary Movie.
No, what's next after?
It's the Wheel of Fate and Time. Welcome to the Wheel of Fate and the Wheel of Fate and the Fate and the Wheel of the Time.
Trey, if you're gonna steal hosting privileges, you need to host. All right?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
This is work.
Yeah, I thought you're right. It is a lot of work. You're not wrong about that. It really is. All right. Well, up on the Wheel of Fate and Time, it is Blake's categories. Blake, I love this theme that you did. I was actually sitting next to my father when I was reading the categories, so that was nice because I got to kind of we kind of went through and we kind of picked some, and I had to change some of his picks because they were stupid. But
okay,
yeah.
So we got Father's Day coming up. When is Father's Day?
It's next. We will release our episode like at the week after.
Okay. So. Yeah. Father's Day is coming up, so we have a dad-themed Wheel of Fate and Time. So we're doing album first, which is an anthem pick, and we have album your dad loved. Oops, let's do your. I've started to phone it in with the Wheel of Fate and Time. I used to capitalize and do all this other stuff, and I realized
that's fair, honestly.
Fair. Yeah. Okay, so I have album your dad loved, album your dad didn't want you to listen to as a kid, album from a band you went to see with your dad, album your dad had a physical copy or record of. It's Spinner's choice. Are you ready?
Let's get it.
Yes.
Here we go. Happy Father's Day, everybody. If you're
Happy
out there,
Father's Day.
Daddy.
Or if you're not a father, congratulations on not being a father.
Does that say didn't want you to listen to?
Album your dad didn't want you to listen to as a kid.
All right. So
yeah.
We're going back to, I think I'm about 7 years old. I can remember the first time I heard the first track of this album, being in the car, like a vivid memory. But so we're going to do an artist who may not be everyone's favorite artist, but for me, there was a point in time where I really wanted to see this guy live, and my parents would not let me go, and I've never let them live this down. So we are going to listen to Kid Rock, Devil Without a Cause.
Oh, God.
Christ.
Jesus. Anthony.
Get on board.
I'm down.
Dad.
Shove it, Dad.
It's a really
think
good
it'll be
album.
fun.
It's a good album.
I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I mean,
We have to look at it in
back
the lens.
1998.
Yeah,
you know,
we have to
not
look back in the lens of the
2026.
90s, not
Yeah.
2026 Kid Rock.
Yeah. Because, like I said,
Yeah.
there is a complete difference, and I won't go see Kid Rock live now, nor would I have done it in high school because shit was changing. So we'll talk about it. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll make for at least a very interesting listen.
Hopefully he doesn't see it and use it to platform us and be like, look at my big fans.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Look at these guys in Alabama that absolutely love me. They could have picked anything. They picked me, Kid Rock, the child of rock music.
Okay, so movies. We have movie your dad loved, movie your dad didn't want you watching as a kid, movie you and your dad saw in theaters together, movie your dad had a VHS of, and Spinner's Choice. Here we go.
All right, Wheel of Fate in time.
You have to tell us what your
that for
dad
you,
picked, by the way.
Anthony.
Oh,
What is-
okay.
Which one
Movie
is that
your
one?
dad had VHS of.
So this one's kind of difficult because there were so many VHSs. Have we ever done Empire Strikes Back, the Star Wars movie?
I don't think so.
We did the Family Guy, Dark Side,
Yeah.
something Dark Side. So
That I was actually gonna do the Simpsons movie for thing my dad would let me watch because I wasn't allowed to watch the Simpsons. Not necessarily that movie, but I wasn't allowed to watch the Simpsons in general. Yeah, so we're gonna do Empire Strikes Back. My dad had this really cool double VHS of all the Star Wars films. I remember it like vividly, like a little gold box.
Nice.
So his pick for this was Lion King, by the way. So we're not doing Lion King.
oh, dude,
I
that's
think
an
that would've been
epic
cool.
dad pick.
But here's
That's
the
an
thing.
epic one.
I am like, there is a part of me that thinks we have done this. Do you have a backup in case we have?
Lion King.
Okay. Lion King will be the backup. I'm like,
What
I
is
could
the
be remembering
something-
Family
something-
Guy.
Yeah, what
It's
is
something Dark Side.
what
I
is
think
that
you're remembering
in comparison
Family Guy.
to?
That's in
is that
comparison to
Return of the Jedi.
No, to Empire Strikes Back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Blue Harvest is the first one.
Right.
That's the Jedi.
No, that's
I
a
could be
New
wrong. We'll look through, but let's plan on Empire Strikes Back unless we find out we've already.
Gotcha.
All right. Cool. Good shit.
Word.
Well, I'm glad that you guys enjoyed the categories. I really feel so much pressure when I have to come up with categories. It's my least
It
favorite.
is a
role.
lot of pressure, and I think you did a good job on this one. Hey, so which does this one have "Bought with the Baba" on it? Because I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, that song is a heater.
Get ready, Trey. I'm telling you, you're gonna unfortunately like this album, and
What if
you're
I'm
gonna
like,
have
fuck,
to
this
find
guy's
something you
great.
hate about it. But remember, this is before he drank the juice. So
We can enjoy the album and spend the entire time shitting on him as a person. And
Oh,
still,
I'm not upset. I think this is an excellent pick. Let me be very clear here. I think this is a great pick.
thank you,
Yeah.
Amanda. Are you listening? You're gonna like
Yeah.
this.
So yeah, I think it's a great pick. It'll be very interesting. So.
It'll be very
I'm
interesting.
excited.
All right, good shit, boys. It was a blast. Everybody, we hope you enjoyed. Enjoy your holiday, your Father's Day. Tell your dads hello. Tell your dads to listen to the podcast. Tell your dads
Yeah.
they would love this podcast.
Maybe not next week.
Tell your dads to sponsor us.
Yeah, tell your dads to sponsor us. All right, we'll see you
All
guys
right.
later. Peace.
Peace.